Compliments of the new season. Compliments of the new season. Dumalang guys. Happy New Year. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to this channel, hey darling. But if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I've been seeing quite a few new faces and I'm really happy to see you. Welcome darling, welcome. Jokes, I can't stress that I'm excited to have you on this channel. And I hope it's going to be a good year for all of us. I hope you also had a rested and reflective festive season. Well, I know I for one had one. And guys, I don't give you homework just so that you don't do it. Nah fam. I hope you really had time to reflect, because I did. I know I did. And the overarching, or rather the resounding word that kept coming up was intentional. And I was like, man, that's so good. I mean, intentional can be applied in just about everything. And I was just like, that's my word for the year. And intentional just means purposely doing something, or doing something with a purpose, right? Being deliberate in what you're doing. Not just doing things just for just, but being intentional in what you do. Having the bigger picture in mind, or at the forefront, rather. So yeah, that was my word. That's my word. That's going to carry me throughout the year, right? But however, I thought what scripture would go along with that as well. And I actually found in 1 Corinthians, I think 9:25 going down. I think it's a letter that Paul wrote to the Corinth church. And I was like, that's my word for the year. Part of being intentional, I was like, I need to find a scripture to back what I'm saying. So I would like us to read it together and unpack it together as well. And this is how it goes. It says, do you not know that in a race all runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the game goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like a man running aimlessly. I do not fight like a man beating the air. That just goes to show how intentional he was, right? No, I beat my body and I make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize. If you're an athlete, you know that there's rigorous training that goes into preparation for your races and all that. And I love what Paul is saying to say, we all know that all runners run, but only one gets the prize. And on top of that, every athlete has to prepare. Otherwise, you forfeit the prize, you know. But if you're intentional in your work, and it doesn't mean if you lost, you were not intentional. But there's probably someone who did way better than you, or who was more agile than you were. But just that thing of do it as to get a prize. And he was now saying that they do it to get a prize that perishes, but we do it to get a prize that lasts long. Talking about the church. So I will not labor much on that one, but what I like is what he was saying to say, I do not run like a man running aimlessly. I do not fight like a man beating the air. No darling. He was very intentional. What I'm loving is how he also says, I make my body my slave. And I was like, man, this guy is essentially saying he's dealing harshly with self. He's applying self-control, and it was taking me back to how we respond to stress. Man, when we are stressed, a lot of us, if not all of us, we do have elements of unhealthy coping mechanisms with stress. And yeah, I was just like, I would want to be intentional this year. I want to be intentional in how I deal with stress, in how I handle everything that is not going my way. I want to be intentional in my finances. I want to be intentional with my health. I want to be intentional with anything that pertains to honor. So I genuinely would just want to charge you to do the same. Be intentional about what you're about this year, about your relationships, about anything that you put your hands to, about how you deal with stress, in a sense that I know some people, instead of dealing with the pain and the stress that comes with whatever they're facing, they usually would resort to alcohol, drugs, sex, and all these things. But how about if we chose to do things differently? How about you chose to be healthy, firstly for yourself more than anything, and see how that pans out. So yeah guys, it's not deep, it's not that deep. I genuinely would charge you to be intentional this year in all that you do, in all that you apply yourself into. Do it with a purpose. If you're saying, oh, I'm gonna be more money savvy, do it with a purpose. So as the year starts, I think the one thing that I would genuinely just pass to you is to choose to be healthy. Choose to be healthy in all fronts. I'm not talking about health, but I mean in all fronts. Choose to be healthy in all that you do. Don't resort to unhealthy coping mechanisms. The only thing that I would probably add is it's good to make plans, but also leave room for God's will. Scripture says that we make plans, but it's God's will that prevails at the end of the day. So make plans and plan for, oh, I want to achieve this, I want to achieve this year, but also leave room for God's will. Make those plans, pray about them, but also keep an open mind that they may not come all together, or they may not come in the way that you expected them, or even at the time that you expected them. So just keep an open mind, but leave room for God's will. With all that said, happy 2023, and I hope it's wholesome. I hope that with each set of challenges you rise above all of them. I hope that you grow to be a better version of yourself and you achieve greater heights, man. I know usually when the year starts we are always so amped and excited about it, but as the year goes on, that excitement dwindles and we're just like, what am I doing, you know? But yeah, man, as the going gets tough or it gets better, remember to be intentional. Remember to be intentional. That's what's up. This was just really spontaneous. I didn't plan, so it may sound like it's a little bit all over the place. I didn't plan or structure how I was going to share this, but I just wanted to make it as raw and as organic as possible. So I really hope it's clear and thorough, and I'm not confusing you. Bye.